Hi everyone, Hervin here. I wanted to make this video to share some motivation with beginner content creators out there like myself. I recently just started making YouTube videos back again. I had started like a year ago, but I dropped off and now I want to pick this back up, and I have a challenge with myself to make a video every day. At least for the next 90 days, but indefinitely. Hopefully I can stick with it. And the idea here, I just want to get better. I want to improve at the craft of creating videos. I love teaching. I love finding things that work and sharing them with others, frameworks and things like that. Anyway, I've been obsessed recently with going to major content creators, going to their YouTube channels, filtering their videos by the oldest videos to see how they started their YouTube journey and see what it looks like in reality to go from zero to having a big channel. And I found something that was pretty insightful, and it reminded me of a principle which I'll share later. But yeah, let's dive in. I'm going to share here my screen in a second. So you could see here Marquise Brownlee, obviously huge creator here, 19 million subscribers. When you filter his videos, so look at the videos now, 1.3 million, 1.9, 2 million, 3.6. When you go to the oldest videos and you you look at where he started, he was analyzing golf swings. That's what he was using YouTube for. And then, so at first it was for golf, then he was sharing some tutorials about software. And then if you keep scrolling like this, you could see the videos like 2.7 thousand views, 13,000 views, 43,000 views. These views may not be new though. May not be old. You see HD battery saver, 2.7 thousand views. And so you could see he started at the beginning just trying out different things. It was mostly software tutorials, and eventually he starts reviewing gadgets slowly. So you could see how he started, first with nothing that had to do with technology, golfing here, and then he started reviewing software. Eventually he lands on gadgets. He actually started reviewing gadgets early on. It took him a while to come back to that. So that's something that I see here with other people. So let's go to this other content creator, Ali Abdaal. So Ali is a content creator. He speaks about productivity. When he first started out, if we go back to his videos and we filter them by the oldest videos, these were like karaoke videos or singing videos. So it had nothing to do with what he's publishing now. Eventually, he starts teaching people how to pass these tests to get into medical schools and I think in prestigious universities. I think that's what it was. But eventually later on, he starts he posts something that how I take notes on my iPad Pro in medical school, and that gets 6 million views when the other one's 33,000, 91,000, 52,000. So slowly he starts to get into technology and eventually into productivity. And to me, what I have learned from all of this with the two that I'm sharing now is that it doesn't matter how you start. You can always iterate and pivot your way to success later on, as long as you remain consistent. So you could see this Ali created a bunch of videos before he landed on one that was really successful. Here's another content creator that is really successful, 3.9 million, Matt D'Avella. And he also speaks about productivity, happiness, minimalism. His thumbnails are awesome. But then if you go back to his oldest videos, you could see that they weren't getting that many views. It looked like he was doing podcasts back in the day. So it doesn't look like the type of content that he has now. And so it was just mostly podcast things. He was speaking about minimalism and similar things, but not in the way that he does now. There's another one here. This is Drew Talbert. So he just recently grew. I found out about him, the algorithm fed me his videos. He has pretty funny comedy skits about restaurant humor. Anyway, if you look at the oldest videos that he has. So right now, if you don't know who he is, he does comedy skits of situations that happen at restaurants, especially if you worked at a restaurant. They're pretty funny. But when he started out, he was just doing kind of random game day comedy skit, Renaissance Fair, Invisible Blade. So he was just he's a improv comedian and he was trying out different things. And then he created one that had to do with restaurant humor, and that one took off. You can see here 350,000 views. And then he tried something else. And then he went back to restaurant humor, and that picked up restaurant humor, and that got traction. And so you could see there how he was trying different things that were not related to each other, and then eventually one of the things that he tried ended up getting traction, and then that's what he doubled down on. So what I have learned from this and how people start their journey, again, is that beginnings may look messy. It's not like, at least not from what I've seen here in the last content creators that I've shown you, it's not like they created a meticulous plan of who they were going to be and executed. It's more like they were iterating themselves and trying to find things that work. And yeah, so to me, that is motivation, that you don't need to get it right from the beginning and you just keep trying different things. Here's another one, obviously, that we all know, Gary Vee. Probably this is has been a major influence on everybody who's been wanting to create content. And when you look at his videos at the beginning, like, he's just trying different things. It's mostly him just speaking. It isn't the content that you know him for now, in which he speaks about business trends and technology and where things are going and advertising. He eventually finds himself kind of just going more and more in that direction. But it wasn't the same Gary Vee that we know now. Like the style of content wasn't what he started out with. You could see that it was there, but it wasn't as polished or as fleshed out as it is now. Anyway, again, this is all supposed to be motivation here. You don't have to have it figured out at the beginning. You don't need to know what you're doing at the beginning. You could just start sharing and eventually iterate your way to success here in YouTube. And so that to me has been motivating just to see this, and I wanted to share it with everybody. So yeah, that's the video for today. Bye, everybody.